Hi, Allison. How you doing? Okay, so let me kind of show you what's going on here. So this was the messaging that we've been doing back and forth, and it is Thursday, December 13th. I've got about 8:05 p.m. That's Eastern time, right? As I am right now, I am in Cleveland. So what I'm getting at is this: if you take a look over here, and we had given you that extension, where the heck is it? I set an extension for you for the 12th. So your assignment should have been submitted by Wednesday the 12th. Here it is right here. So if you remember this one, I've extended the deadline for file submission of the front of the poster till Wednesday, December 12th, end of day. But I see that you didn't submit that. So in my most recent message, I'm saying, looks like you missed your submitting your deadline. Your latest iteration by our agreed deadline extension of December 12th. I know you've been working hard, so I don't feel a 0 is in order, and I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do, I will grade based on your list. So I'm going to just grade on this, okay? So we'll look at this, and then we will, I'll go ahead and transpose that grade over into grading, just so you know what's going on, okay? I think that's fair. Okay, so here's what we have. So here's your, I can't really dig in any deeper than this because there's no PDF, so this is what I have. So what I would recommend is this. Right now, I don't think you need these stripes right here because the viewer is they're going to get it that this is a flag. I mean, it doesn't have to be completely a flag. They're going to get it. So remove those kind of grayed out stripes and just leave that area red. All right, the next thing is this right here. I want to get this to alignment so it's a square, so it looks like the square in the flag. So right now, the only way really to do that is since the R is half blue and half red, that's going to have to be our line. So what we'll do is we'll just, boy, the only thing really we can do right here is tighten the kerning between the M and the A and the R, okay? Then loosen the kerning between the L and the U and the U and the T. The idea is to get that in alignment, get that T in alignment right there. So you don't have far to go, but I just think that kind of diagonal right there is a little uncomfortable. So what I want to do is get the top of that T in alignment with with that part of the R, so that blue is lining up. So this will give the illusion of being a square, right? The other thing is, of course, these spaces. We've definitely got to do something about these spaces here. And my suggestion is this, is that if you take, and you can do this right in Illustrator, and you'll have to assemble these letters actually individually, but it looks to me like this is the text within these letters. And I don't know how you did this, if you did each individual letter with a clipping mask, or if you typed out Martin Luther King, placed that over the whole text box, and then created your clipping mask. I'm not sure how you did it, but the point I'm getting at is the type in the background seems to be justified and not left aligned. If it's left aligned, what you can do is you can just take that text, place the M over it, and then create your clipping mask. But we definitely have to get rid of these spaces because they're really, really they're not doing any justice at all to the piece. And it's a good piece. It's a great concept. It's a great idea. So we got to get rid of those unsightly spaces, which are usually caused by justified type. Now, if this is all one Martin Luther King speech, then what you do is left align the whole thing, then take your Martin Luther King Jr. type, place it over that text of the speech, make sure that you're cutting off the rags, okay? So no one's going to read this, right? So it's going to be pretty self-explanatory that that's a speech, and then create your clipping mask. So either do it individually, letter by letter, then assemble your letters manually, or do the whole thing, place the whole Martin Luther King Jr. text over the speech, okay, then clip it, all right? So I hope I'm making sense. Creative Extremist, I don't think this works for a couple of reasons. I don't think Creative Extremist, to be honest with you, I'm not real sure if that really encapsulates Martin Luther King. Maybe something different, so think about that. But mainly, I think that black is just advancing too much in the composition. Not real sure what color background you're going to use, etc. But right now, if it's a white background, that's just advancing too much in the composition. and it's creating too much hierarchy, too much attention. What I would recommend doing there is maybe using a different color, maybe even that blue right there. And I think that will work. I'm not real sure about the center alignment either. I think maybe if we take that creative extremist and maybe tuck it right underneath here. Boy, I don't know. Play with the placement, but definitely want to do that. As far as, I think that right now you still have some kerning issues. And we talked about kerning. I think that space right there is really, really, and this is an isolated comment from what I said before about adjusting that. But in general, right now, this is really wide right here. And the space between the LU and the U and T is pretty wide too. So King looks good, Junior looks good, everything looks good. The whole rest of Martin looks good except for that space right there is too wide. And then Luther right there and right there. Okay, so good job. I mean, I think this has come along nicely, but we really got to get moving on this. And I know that you were sick, and I know that you're working very, very hard to climb back and things. And I certainly appreciate that. But right now at this point, I think we really got to start getting the backside of that poster. I mean, the class is wrapping up quickly. So all right, so if you have any questions at all, comments, concerns whatsoever, please let me know. But those would be my recommendations moving forward. All right, thank you very much.